Leadership is key. Leadership is key. Leadership key. Leading Liberia is key. Leading Liberia right is the key. Ellen Johnson, Sally failed. Ellen Johnson, Sally failed. She told us to lead. That is the key. She failed Liberia. She never led us well. She brought us shame and disgrace in every front. Ellen Johnson, Sally failed. Ellen Johnson, Sally failed. Liberia's going down under George Weah. Ellen Johnson, Sally failed. Now we need a leader who we can trust. Who is that leader? Attorney Commander Chesson, we can trust him.
This is your man Momo. Yeah, Momo. You thought I was gonna fall down and die, no girl. But I love you too much. I dedicate my world to you. I give you my life, my all. You my everything. You see, Fatu, I brought you here for us to be together like a family. For us to stay together forever. Fatu, I love you. I love you. I brought you here from Africa, just about a year ago. Fatu, when you made my life worth living. But now you call me old and say I really turned you on. Father, why you wanna hurt me so? I really wanna hold you and squeeze you. Give you for my wife. Love you every day of my life. I really wanna hold you and squeeze you. Give you for my wife. Love you every day of my life. So wrong, how you diss me love when everything goes wrong? Must be a nightmare, but I'm trying to stay strong. Even though you're trying to leave, I'm still trying to hold on. Come back to me. Come back to me. Cause even though I am a man, I ain't too proud to beg. Even though I am a man, I ain't too proud to beg. But you understand the man. I'm saying you went these days. Every time it makes me a little bit crazy. When he calls me names, I fall into a fit. Father, why you wanna treat me so? I really wanna hold you and squeeze you. Give you for my wife. Love you every day of my life. I really wanna hold you and squeeze you. Give you for my wife. Love you every day of my life. So wrong, how you diss me love when everything goes wrong? Must be a nightmare, but I'm trying to stay strong. Even though you're trying to leave, I'm still trying to hold on. Come back to me. Come back to me. Cause even though I am a man, I ain't too proud to beg. Even though I am a man, I ain't too proud to beg. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. You must be the moon looking down on the stars. Cause ain't no girl on TV can match your beauty. You gotta be a man, chick from I.I.P. You're so sexy, like swings on the black. I'm hoping we can do time together. If love's a crime, let's do life when I'm pro together. You put the age on love, so we're not together. Plus your friends got you looking for the exit. Got you trying to be, you know, the next man. Check pushing the next man whip in the next man crib. Every minute of your second, I just think about you. Great, I'm hoping that you will come back soon. So wrong, how you diss me love when everything goes wrong? Must be a nightmare, but I'm trying to stay strong. Even though you're trying to leave, I'm still trying to hold on. Come back to me. bathe you and drink your bath water? Well, believe me, I did.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Tony Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is May the 12th. Yesterday we had a good weather, right? The sun was out. It was warm and nice. Oh, and the traffic. Gosh, everybody was out. So welcome. Let me put my topic up so we can get into my show this morning. I hope you all had a blessed Mother's Day on Sunday. Yesterday I had to go out and buy me a new chair with lumbar support because I sit down so long. My back started to hurt me, and that's why I need your support. I need some financial assistance to keep this show going, to keep improving and growing and getting bigger and bigger. Because it all takes imagination. Imaginations, all of us have it. Let's share it. Let's breathe it. Let's grow it. Ha! Okay, let's get into my show. Let me put my topic up. My topics for this morning are: is the coalition of political parties, CPP, at risk? 2, Liberians own Liberia. 3, finding the path. I didn't put 3 there. Let me just put it here so I can separate it from the other one. I'm sorry. Just give me a few minutes. Right there. 3. Parrot. Space. Okay. Oh, Lord. I didn't put a period. Sorry, folks. Just bear with me 1 minute. Period. Okay. I got it. I don't want people to say Chesson didn't do it right, It's not good. It's just not good, man. It's just not good. So let's get the topic up to get my show on the road, okay? So 3, finding the right path. So since yesterday, I've been listening to Facebook and other social media sites, and all I've been hearing about the confusion between the CPP members, COP, Costa, CPP, Darius Dillon, and those are the 2 main names. And it all boils down to personalities. Come on, man, people, y'all gotta grow up, man. Y'all gotta grow up. That's all this thing boils down to. Deceitfulness, wanting to lead, wanting to prove you got more popularity, wanting to lead and show that you can throw more people. And these are the things that are breaking us down. And that's why I don't join no organizations. Because people are short-sighted. When people are driven by greed for power, greed for money, greed for influence, greed for anything, it leaves a vacuum in leadership, a great vacuum. And that is a national security risk. It's happening right now. And I don't see how these people can beat George Weah. George Weah is demonstrating that he is the only president of Liberia right now that is going throughout the country, that are going to parts of Liberia that no president has ever been. And that in itself is a great feat for him. This counter tour he's taking throughout Liberia, At least companies can try, but at least George Weah got the money to go through these counties. He got a popular support. People will look at him as the president. He go into areas in the country presidents have never been before. So this is a great feat right here. I listened to Francis Do this morning talking, and he made this point really significant that Weah is popular. He's popular. And he's going to places we haven't been before. He opening places. No matter what you may say about him, that's a smart move to go up country, go through the hinterland. So right there, he is even more popular now up country than ever before. The population in Monrovia, he got some of that population. Darius Dillon can't carry everything. They're fussing among themselves right now. And this is the problem with educated people. You see, this is the problem with people who are not thinking. Selfish people. This is the selfishness that keeps killing Liberia. You see it? That's why I don't join nobody. Because this is just foolish selfishness, jealousy, uselessness among educated people. And this is what killing our country. You know? How you will sit down there in CPP, all you educated people, and just fuss and make stupid, useless confusion among yourselves. Why? Because there's too much deceitfulness. There's too much distrust. There's too much disloyalty. Everybody got secret something attached to them. And at the middle of all this is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She's the problem of Liberia. Since 1980 to this very day, this woman had to be president of Liberia. She had to control Liberia. And look what it got us. In a big mess we can't get out of it. And she's still at the center of this mess. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf got to be removed. That's the only way Liberians will grow to be real men and women for ourselves. Grow wisdom. The world is going crazy. It's going crazy. When you hear Americans following something called QAnon, you know the world is crazy. You know it's totally crazy. So, for a man like me, I got to take myself out of all this kind of thing. I got to sit down, look at my people, look at the mess they're in, because I can't get into that mess. If I get into the mess with Liberian people, there will be nobody standing on the outside to point to things and say, no, this is wrong. This is not right. This is evil. This is disgusting. This is not the right leadership. I don't care. What is power? I've been there and done that. My people got killed for it. And it still hasn't changed our country. We are still in the same mess. We're following personalities. This is the problem with Liberia. I listened to Timothy, Philip Ball Smith. He brought up the same points. Our people are smart, but it's just we don't put the points together. Everybody bringing one point. Everybody. So somebody needs to sit down on the outside of me, evaluate all the discussions, all the issues, and try to put them together. So when I come to present it, I present a clearer view of what happened in our country. And what's happening in Liberia right now is all about personalities in CPP. Everybody too big for the organization. And when you got people too big for an organization, there can be no peace. Everybody want to claim they got more influence, they got more power, they got more wealth, they're performing more community duties or feats. All the Liberian people right now, every time our leader leave the country, they're waiting for them to bring something back home. How you bring something back home? You leaving, you know nothing. You got shit. You know shit. You go out of the country. What will you bring back to Liberia? What can our leaders bring back to us when they know nothing? They have nothing. They honor nothing. They respect nothing. Then they leave and go to foreign country to sit with their families. Then they come back home. We're waiting for them to bring something for us. You see, Ellen Johnson spoiled our society. Our people are monkeys. We see and we do. That all we don't think. Oh, Ellen did it, so we'll do it. It worked for Ellen, it will work for... No, it don't work to that. It don't work to that. Not because somebody did something, we'll sit down and say, oh, it worked for them, so it will work for us. And this is what killing our country. Personalities. Nobody loved Liberia. Everybody loved Boca, Uri, and Cummings. We are. And that's what they're doing for our country. Look what they're doing to us. Everybody building their own schools. Everybody building their own clinics in the village. Liberians going home building, say they build their clinic. They ain't got no money to put nothing else in the clinic, but they say they're going to build clinic. So you just build the building and leave it there waiting for government to come take it over. The same thing with Darius Dillon. He's building this rehab center. He has no plan on how to fund it, how to facilitate it with doctors and nurses and people. But yet, when the project is finished, he's giving it to the government. What the government would do another building when the government can't even support the schools and the things in our country? Then we say that's sensibility. But it will all come back to haunt us. Because I ain't joining that free. I see it. I've been there. I've done that. I can't go back in it. It's craziness. And over all of y'all who see these things and don't use your imaginations to understand the realities of things around us, we'll always be in this problem. Because when we watch our personalities, instead of principles, instead of our rule of law, instead of sticking to it and punishing people who breaks it, our country can progress. We can move from one stage to the next because we see the same things over and over. Our fathers did it. Our mothers did it. We're doing it. And our children are watching us. And if we don't change them now, if we don't teach our young children discipline, law, order, they will grow up being just like us, useless. And our country will still depend on the international community. That's my second topic. We'll still depend on foreigners because our leader, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, made us weak. She made us depend on foreigners. She won't lead Liberia. And to control the Liberian people, she put us under the international community where we feel that we are alien. We can't get help from foreign countries. We are alien. The international community will let us down. That's BS. That's BS. All Liberia need is unified men of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding who understand what it means to build a nation on the Constitution and laws. Right now, our men are weak. Look at Ben and I, you're fighting Cummings. Why? Because Cummings is a stooge of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So he preferred to work with Boca than with Cummings. And Cummings stuck in the middle because he doesn't know who to choose. Because Cummings is an outsider to Liberian politics. You know, yeah, he Coca-Cola and all of this. But these boys, Boca and Uri, are the people that have been in Liberia. They've been working abroad. They've been in Liberia. So Cummings got all his people abroad talking all these things on the internet. Oh, Cummings this and that. But some of us know Cummings. And all the things when you're talking, we can't see it. You know, I listened to the Cindy Martin. But yeah, the other day talking about, oh, coming today. I said, damn, I went to demonstration school too. I live next to Cummings. And all the things you talking, you selling, you know Cummings more than everybody. And Ben and I, you and all of us live in Liberia. And we know the families that cater to each other. So when we step inside and say, no, Cummings, it's Johnson Salif. If y'all can't see it, then y'all don't analyze things. Your vision are impaired by personalities instead of realities. All the time, anything is right before you. But because we are so stuck on our ancient thinking, the thinking of our fathers and mothers, instead of looking at our lives since 1980 and say, no, we can change this thing. Look at me. I don't want to kill nobody because my pa. I don't want to kill nobody because my mom. Before my pa died, my pa said, daughter, take my people. You the leader of my people. And my people, my pa was Attorney General of my country, the longest reigning Attorney General until his death. Serving the people. He was executed serving Liberian people. So when he tells me, Rodney, take over my people, you think because few people killed my pa, I will hit the masses of Liberian people? Are you stupid? That's why I look at these people and go, oh, you want hate, you want revenge. I said, look, are these people idiots? Do you know I was on the radio with my father and communicating? When I heard people dying, they were not Congo people. Those boys at the mansion that died for Toba were indigenous loyalists. They were Toba patriots. And those guys died for the system. You don't know how many people they killed in the mansion that day? Those guys were ready to defend Toba to the death. And you don't understand our country. Our people are loyal people. After 200 years, we come too far. And we know who we can trust and who we can't trust. You know, people can't just come with their native country thing and come overthrow our government, deceive our young children. All this deception you're living on. There's a deception. You know, who will I kill in my country? Who will I kill? Tell me. Who will I kill? You seem like an idiot. I grew up in my country. I got educated in my country. I led my people. Who will I kill in my country? So you're going to tell me this now because it's a reality that I'm not aware of. But when we begin to understand who we are, who our leaders are, and get out of this spell we under. Just like America under a spell now. You listen to Liz Cheney the other day. It's a big lie. And she was not embolden the liar. Because we all know the election was won fair and free by Joe Biden. We know it. But when people perpetuate a lie and we follow that lie and we persist in perpetuating it, there's a problem. And this is what we're on to with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her children. It's a big lie and deception. And we can't understand it, our country will continue to suffer. I got nothing against Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I got nothing against her, even though she didn't want me to work with her, because for long I told her I wasn't leading my people into no war. I wasn't leading people in no war. I wasn't going to fight no war for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to be president of Liberia. I told Claire Johnson straight that. And I told Claire, I said, Claire, you follow this woman, they will kill you. Claire is dead. Let his soul rest in peace. But I warned him. He and I sat and talked. I told him, I said, you follow this woman, they will betray you and kill you. And the only reason Claire Johnson got off my back, I told him, go find me 50 people. Let me evaluate them to be my bodyguards. They couldn't do that. So they left me alone. But I wasn't going to follow nobody with bodyguards that I can trust. I know got my back. You crazy? What kind of power I want in Liberia? Huh? What kind of money in Liberia so much for me? I got to go put my soul and my country and my people on the line for self-enrichment. And these are the problems we face. And we don't want to hear these things. And we think we'll change Liberia by these useless political parties and everybody who can beat George Weah, because George Weah arrived. He arrived. He arrived as a star, something Liberian people wanting to play all their lives. George Weah played that thing like it was backyard sport. He could just waking up and say, "Come play in the backyard with me." And he would go there and just dominate everything. And that's just how he played international football. He dominated everything. He's an icon. He's an icon among Liberian people. No Liberian has ever achieved that feat in soccer. And you know that our dream to play soccer. Everybody growing up talking about Pelé and Ronaldo and all these other stars. That's all we talk about in Liberia. But I've grown that stuff now, so I don't talk about them all. But all of us, basketball player, football player, we sit down and talk about the soccer. Because that's a beautiful game. That's a beautiful game. That's not 5 men. That's 11 men playing on the field. So you got more men playing with combination, with skills, with movement than any other sport. Same thing with American football. That's a game of pain, though. Nobody, plenty people don't like that kind of pain. But it's the same thing. Coordinating people together. So we know we got to play. All of us want to be on the same team. But we know that when we're running a play, if we're going to beat George Weah, that's a play. It's just a football game. And we don't see it that will be loser, and that's why CPP is losing, because they don't see themselves as a team. They see themselves as individual parties. But if they were a team and understood what the goal was, because when you form a political coalition like this, you can't break away from the coalition. The coalition got to stand. And everybody in that coalition got to work together. And you're going to decide how they're going to run the country. So it's a matter of coalition, sitting down together, understanding that they are a party together. They 3 or 4 parties forming one party to beat this man, and they cannot play with each other. They cannot be fools or vagabonds or useless people. They got to understand that as a party, they are one. And that's one of the things Costa always talking about. And that's one of the things other people always talk about. Sonny Boy Smith talk about it. The coalition never condemned Mo Ali. They never punished Mo Ali. You can't do that in a coalition. You can't do that. Whenever a leader makes that kind of impropriety, boyfriend and girlfriend different. Forcing and fighting for boyfriend and girlfriend different. But when it comes to the involvement of a life, when it comes to taking lives, when it comes to trying to take our children and our people for granted, that's different. It is removed from the personal and private realm and brought into the public realm. Why? Life is involved. And you're an official encouraging a girl to go take abortion, and it's illegal in the country. So right there, this man is a bad leader, ab initio, and he got busted. He should be out of politics. He shouldn't be the head of the coalition. He's a bad example of leadership. There's a difference between private life and public life. When you involve lives in the violation of our laws, it comes from the private into the public, and you got to be punished. So right there is confusion within the CPP. Darius Dillon and Liberal Party selecting Musa Ability to be their leader, that's a problem right there in the coalition. There's a problem right there. The leaders not sitting down to talk with each other. That's a greater problem right there. They should have meeting every week, twice a week as a coalition. The leaders, Boga, Ure, and what her name? Lawrence, and whoever the fourth party, Ure, Boga, Cummings, and Lawrence. They should sit together every 2 times a week to discuss party issue outside of the main group. They are the leaders. They got to ensure unity and solidarity. And when they sit together and act like a team and discuss issues by themselves and come up with one voice all the time, the party will have one voice. But when you have the leaders not knowing how to lead, everybody coming out saying they're better than the next party member, there is risk of deception, of failure, of disorganization, of disunity, untrustworthiness, lies. We go back into the same things. Because once you do something wrong and you are being questioned for it, you got to cover it all the time. All the time. You can't stop covering. And this is where you lose your imaginations of realities, of law, of order, of truthfulness. Okay? So I think I dealt with this topic enough. So I think let's just take a break. Let me sip on my coffee, then we're going on. The daylight is coming now. I gotta make sure I rush and get off of this show before you can't see my screens no more. Okay? Let me just take a little break and come back. Let's listen to Mama Lou one more time. And he got us.
come back to me. You must be the moon looking down on the stars. Cause in the girl on TV can match your beauty. You gotta be a bad chick from you're so sexy, like some hands on the black. Come over, we can do time together. If love's a crime, let's do life without the road together. You put the age on love, so we're not together. Plus your friends got you looking for the exit. Got you trying to be, you know, the next man. Check pushing the next man whip in the next man crib. Every minute of your second, I just think about you. Brain, I'm hoping that you gon' come back soon. Right when you feel so wrong. How can this be love when everything goes wrong? Must be a nightmare, but I'm trying to stay strong. Even though you're trying to leave, I'm still trying to hold on. Come back to me. Come back to me. Cause even though I am a man, I ain't too proud to beg. Even though I am a man, I ain't too proud to beg. I remember back in the days, man, back when everything was fine. Remember the time I told you I said I would even bathe you and drink your bath water? Well, believe me, I did.
I don't know who this girl Fatu is, but she got my boy Henry Mamalu wanting to drink her bath water. He finished drinking it. Henry Mamalu is an icon in Liberian society. That's why I'm my boy. We grew up together. I'm proud to see him still carrying on his own tradition. He's always be a man on his own, does his own thing. And I don't know who this Fatu is, but Mamalu, I'm glad you got her back, man. Keep Fatu close. You drank her bad water. Don't let her go, brother. So I will play my brother's song once or twice because that's a flash from the past. Okay? So let's go to my second lesson. Liberians own Liberia. Since Ellen Johnson said in the war, we have been in this international community thing for too long. Everything, when I went to Liberia after the coup and after the first 2 years, my first time I went to Liberia, everywhere I turned, people were international community. When we said that, international, every Liberian I knew and sat with, who was a leader in the government, and we sat to talk, everything that came out of their mouth was international community. I got so sick, I started challenging them. Then I said, no, let me get out of these people's country because these boys will think I'm crazy. I'm sitting with all the ministers and things we're talking because all of us come from back home together, all of us grew up together. Me and the boys talking, and all they talking about international community. I stopped and said, what the hell do you people talking about? International community. What is this? Are you people crazy? Ellen Johnson said, are you nuts? That's why I had to leave the country because my boys them want power, you know. And I can't sit and talk with these people knowing we grew up together and they're talking bullshit. And I would sit down and listen to that kind of thing. Then they say, oh, you like to talk too much. I say, yes, I like to talk too much because when you're talking, don't make no sense to me. And if I got to sit among y'all, I ain't going to listen to that crap you're talking. That crap. We are men of our nation. Our people were killed. Our nation destroyed. Instead of us sit to the table like men and discuss the issues of our country, we sit now and talk about international community. Oh, that is city happening in our damn country today. All the useless men in Liberia sitting now talking about war crimes code, war crimes and international code, war crimes. You sit your asses down there and wait for war crimes and international code. I'll just tell you like it is. Because ain't nobody in Liberia bigger than me. I know almost everybody. I deal with everybody. All your leaders, they were kids when I was playing basketball. It ain't nothing but power. It's just the truth. The damn truth. And I ain't scared of none of y'all. I ain't backing down for y'all. That's the damn truth. I'm a damn senior citizen of Liberia. When I talk, you better stop and listen. Because I ain't taking this bullshit from you people. Grown men and women, all you talk about international community, you have no patriotism in your veins. You have lost any idea or dignity of what Liberian means. Everything international community. Oh, they was decide our president. Oh, we gotta talk to international community. They're holding Ellen there. Oh, international community ain't doing shit. It's your useless people that keeping our country down. Your people who know every damn thing and don't know nothing. Every damn thing you people know it. Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah, you run your mouths like chicken butts. This thing gotta stop. This is insanity. And we gotta remove Ellen Johnson Sally from our community. Because since 1980 to this very day, Ellen Johnson Sally is the center of everything wrong in Liberia. She's the center. Everybody said, oh, after the coup, after the war, Ellen was handled by difficult. What kind of difficulty that useless woman had? She started the war. And if you think everybody fool like yo, I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool. I can't be fooled by deception and useless voodoo and all these kind of things. I don't care about that kind of thing. Y'all keep your voodoo to yourself, because when I come there, I'm kicking every damn shrine in my face. And let's go to the damn spiritual battle. Let's fight the spiritual war. You think I care? You better pay attention, because all the uselessness gotta stop. Everybody building churches, talking about going to Ghana to get a preacher to pray for George Weah. And he's a damn preacher. What the hell is the fucking church? Is the fucking preacher gotta go to Ghana to go get blessed for another preacher? He's a false preacher. So we're in the same Chama family over and over. This is the Chama family. We can't change. Ellen Johnson Sally brought to international community. Now we can't leave international community. Our children will grow up sucking up the international community. Oh, we got to suck up the international community. Oh, we got to get international community. That your son like live biatches. Flying up for international community. No men in my country. No men. Everybody there wearing panties. What's wrong with you? You better get rid of Ellen Johnson Sally. She's a terror to our society. And you better put Charles, Robert, Fuma, Jenny, and Stralapana in jail. These people can't just run our country down like that they're private farm. Let me leave. I'm on topic on that. Let me just take a short break.
Hello, and welcome to the Pepperbird Magazine. Did you know that the Pepperbird Magazine has been in existence for over 25 years, and we're still going strong? I invite you to take an ad on our internet magazine, which is very, very useful during COVID days. So please, give us a call. We'll come and have a quick chat with you and video you and your business. Look at the number below.
Finding the right path. We've been on this path for nearly 200 years. Our path of the First Republic ended in 1980. The Second Republic we are in now cannot match up to even the First Republic. Why? Because our society was revolutionized by people who came with personalities, with different parties, Moja, PPP, CPP, all these different groups. The same thing was in 1980. You have Moja, you have PPP, you had 2 or 3 other groups, you had SOUP, you had all the other groups in that period. The same thing going on today. Look at our country. Different indie personalities, sitting with political parties. You got one group following Uri, one group following. Now the Congo people following Uri. Some of the early people in the diaspora, young people following Cummings. Darius Dillon, Liberty Party, was a mixture. Because when Bromsky was alive, that party focused on personalities too. It was known as the Basel Party. So all these parties had problems. The rest of the parties were just mixtures of useless people forming their parties with a little tribal group and their friends. So that's how we've been ruled all these years since Totman died. It started under Talbot. Talbot himself was a part of it. He started the nepotism thing, putting his brother there, his niece so, his cousin so. That's where the nepotism started. Totman kept his children out of government. The what Totman's son named, and VAT was elected senator. So he wasn't really appointed a government official. The rest of the Totmans that got something, they were either his relatives, his cousin, but they didn't have any major governmental position. They work in the system like everybody else. So now Ellen Johnson said he killed all our people. Join the group for nepotism. Now here we are, 40 years later. And who has destroyed our country the most? The nepotistic family of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They robbed our country. They did all of this to our people. So we've been on this path for almost 200 years now. We have to. Now we need to. We have to. It's a must if we want to survive as a nation and a people. You can't call yourself a nation and a people if you depend on the international community. You can't call yourself a nation and people if you depend on the UN, OAU, ECOWAS. You can't. We are not a nation. We are a satellite. George, we are not running a nation. George, we are too ignorant. So we are still under the international community. We are still under the stronghold. And that's why we got to cry for war crimes court to come. Because nobody know, they don't know no leader. Who will lead us? Communists fighting Boka fighting Euro fighting Boka, coming fighting Boka. I mean, the thing is so messed up. It's just like a in, out. You know? See my hands, I just get confusing you. That's how it is in that view. Everything just like that. You don't know where it is. It's just going all up and down in between. It looks like a cluster, you know. I don't want to say what Clint Eastwood said, but it's just that. It's a cluster. And we don't understand these things and see it. We're not finding a path for our country. Our path for Liberia lies in Liberian men coming to their senses, learning how to sit together as men and discussing our issues like men. Real issues based on law, not bullshit, based on law. So when we come out of there, whatever we discuss is nothing on personalities. It's nothing on political parties. It's nothing that has to do with personal interests. It's all about law and order and how we're going to do it. And we get out of there with the spirit of implementing it. Because there are some things we implement to change our society will be tough. And we who implemented it, we can't listen to the noise in the market. We got to step on it. Whether it's in our heart to forgive or not, we can't forgive. We say no, 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 no for peace sake, no for just let it be. We'll fix it next time. Nothing like that. It either get fixed now or people going to jail. Now. Those are the patriots I want. Then we'll change our country. But I can't have people wanting to change our country when they start begging everybody, say, oh, Chesson, man, can we change this, man? Right there, I want to slap you and move you and put you in jail. Because this is what destroys our country. This is for peace sake business. Just leave it alone. Oh, my man, they're your turn. And just forgive, man. Forgive. Well, our ID card director for the finance ministry, every morning I woke up, there were 10 people sitting outside my house door begging me for national ID card. You know how much money I could have had if I were corrupt? Huh? Now at my office, the people at my house, I come outside my door in the morning, the people sitting down, 10 or more sitting down there with money to give me to beg the face ID card for them. The first thing I asked them, what would happen in my country if I give your ID card illicitly and your people come and occupy my country and want to bring jihad? What would happen in my country? I said, I can't do it. They stopped. I told them, I said, you'll be coming here, I will put you in jail. I will jail you. Don't come near my house. I said, I'm not that kind of man. I'm not that kind of Liberian man. You see, other people will be taking money from them. Oh, okay, I will do this out there and lying to the people too. They will take their money and don't do it. Then they will drive the people from their houses when they come there the next day. Call the police. Drive these people from here. Drive these people from here. See? But those are how Liberian people are. But I can't do that kind of thing to people. I let you know straight. And that's why people don't like Chesson. Because before you started shenanigans, I stop you and say, oh, I know you go with that. I'm a lawyer. I'm a Liberian. I'm older than you. I was educated in Liberia. I led people in Liberia before I came. I don't have to be president to lead Liberia. I lead in Liberian people right now as I'm talking. But they will come to understand it. Don't bring it around me. I've been there. I've seen that. I've done that. I didn't need it. And we don't need it. So once we get people to stand up like that, to talk straight to truth, and let people know where you stand on issues. Our country will always have vagabonds and useless people and criminals and liars, deceivers, and cutthroats, and all these things. So my children, that's my lesson for the day. To find the right path, we have to make strong decisions. And we can't back down. If we say we change our country on law and order, then we got to put our foot down. Then when people violate our laws, we got to put our foot down on them. The law is lenient. The law is patient. But when you try to deceive people with the law, you get caught in all kinds of traps and useless, treacherous things that you yourself don't know. Because you're not the only good lawyer around. They got plenty of good lawyers. But lawyers have to sit down and understand where they're going with this thing. They have to understand what it is. You see, all my life, I've been a security man. Everybody who know me. I went to law school out of necessity. Because after the coup, I had nothing else to do. Nobody wanted to hire me. I couldn't just be walking around the street. So I said, shit, let me go back to law school. And when I went, I enjoyed it. Because I was in the community of students again. You know, I felt alive debating things with people, talking to law. My teacher was Twan Red. And Twan Red was one of the best things in my life too. Because he challenged us with the law. And that was one of the things that made me, I wanted to stay in school for long. Because just taking Twan Red tests was something I look forward to. Because he would come, you think he's smart, he would throw all these things in the test. I would just sit down there and look at it, I was just like, okay, this is that. And when it come out, I got one of the highest grades in the class. And Twan Red law's class was the law class. You make an A on it. Twan Red had his own class and has his own honor roll. I told you that. Twan Red honor roll was the honor roll for the school. Every test he gave, he put an honor roll up for that test. Because when you fail one of Twan Red tests, to make it up, it's hard. Because Twan Red will give you 2 questions. He ain't going to give out the points to that. You got to fight for your points. And here I had a common understanding. I never used to talk to Prof too much, but I used to look at him, and I used to communicate. That way, after my test, he told me, Chesson, you did well. I didn't expect Twan Red to talk to me. I told you I met him in the bank, where education building is. There was a bank in there. I went in there to draw out some money. I think Twan Red was in front of me, and he went to one of the tellers right next to me. I stood right next to him, and he said, Mr. Chesson, how are you? You did very well in law school. Well, for Twan Red to tell you that thing, I thought I was going to fall in the ground and go somewhere. For Twan Red to tell me that, Twan Red never talked to me for 3 years. I met him. I didn't even think Twan Red knew my name. But when he met me, the man talked to me, he said, Chesson, you did very well in law school. I want to congratulate you. I said, wow. So we got things to do. Sonny Ball Smith said it. He was talking about Costa, Princess Martina, and all the children fussing between Costa and Darius. And he told them, we got plenty of work to do. We got time for this stupidness. Look at our country, everybody, international community. We've been under that thing too long. It ain't helping us. Open your eyes, my people. The time of the people is now. I got things to do today, my people. Have a good day. Bye-bye.